Okay, welcome to welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode's a post-fight show for UFC Fight Night Branch versus Rockhold, middleweight clash of the ages, and this card, top to bottom, had finishes galore, just like I said it would on the pre-fight show. I went 7-3 on my picks, not too shabby. Definitely better than last card on my picks. So yeah, there's a post-fight rundown on the main card, and let's get started. So the main event was a middleweight clash with Luke Rockhold, former UFC middleweight champ of the world, versus David Branch, former World Series of Fighting middleweight champ and light heavyweight champion of the world. And Branch has gone undefeated for several years, and I thought Branch's winning streak would continue on, but that wasn't the case. He did win, in my mind, in my opinion, the first round, but then Luke Rockhold steamrolled right back into the second round and got top position, got full mount, and then worked the punches, and it was submission due to punches, round 2, 4 minutes and 5 seconds into the second round. Pretty exciting fight. Sparks flew just like I said it would. Luke Rockhold's now back in title contention after losing the belt to Michael Bisping at UFC 199. Then in the co-main event in the welterweight division, we had Mike Platinum Perry versus Alex Reyes. This was 1 minute 19 seconds KO knee knockout win for Mike Perry. Yeah, Mike Perry's been a finisher. He's been knocking guys out left and right. His original opponent was Thiago Alves, but Alex Reyes was a late replacement, and Alex Reyes, give props to him. He stepped up to the plate against a tough, durable UFC veteran, Mike Platinum Perry. But yeah, Mike did his thing, got the job done, and this was pretty much an awesome stand-up war from start to finish, and good big win for Mike Perry. And I think I would love to see that Thiago Alves Mike Perry fight down the line. Then in the middleweight division, we had Anthony Smith versus Hector Lombard. Man, you know what? Hector Lombard was doing pretty good in this fight. And I thought, okay, Hector Lombard, if anything's going to win a decision here. But then third round, 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the third round, it was a TKO punches win for Anthony Smith. Yeah, he just manhandled Hector Lombard in that third round. Second round, it seemed like Hector Lombard was still holding his own, and then yeah, Anthony Smith went for broke and got the finish. And I think more fighters need to do that if they know they're down in the fight. And Anthony Smith definitely did that, and it paid off. And now he has a big win over a big name opponent, over former Bellator champion in Hector Lombard. Then in the lightweight division, we have Gregor Gillespie versus Jason Gonzalez. Wow, this fight, submission arm triangle choke, round 2, 2 minutes 11 seconds. It was phenomenal. I could not believe it. I was on the edge of my seat with this fight, and yeah, it got fight of the night. I think rightfully so, this fight got fight of the night. I mean, who wouldn't in their right mind give this fight of the night? I think it's contender for fight of the year as well, in my opinion. Gregor Gillespie is a wrestler, and he shot for those takedowns, but Jason Gonzalez was able to either pop up or defend those takedowns and deal with Gregor's wrestling. And it kind of kept it standing for pockets of the fight, and it was exciting, and I was on the edge of my seat, and I thought, oh, Jason Gonzalez has a chance here of winning this, but Gregor was just getting the better hand. And next thing you know, submission arm triangle choke, great finish for Gregor Gillespie, who definitely has earned, in my opinion, maybe a top 15 guy in his next fight. I say test him out, in that lightweight division, sink or swim, really, so that's what they say sometimes, And Gregor Gillespie, I mean, he's paid his dues in the fight game at this point. Then in the welterweight division, we had Kamaru Usman versus Sergio Moraes. Wow. Kamaru, he's known as a grinder who dominates fights and wins by decision. Not this time. It was KO punches, round 1 win for Kamaru Usman. Sergio Moraes, tough, durable UFC veteran. I did not see Kamaru finishing him this quick. Yeah, I mean, just over halfway into the first round. It was pretty amazing. Usman did his thing. And yeah, I think Usman versus Dos Anjos, I mean, that sounds like an interesting fight. If that fight happens, I say throw it on a pay-per-view. If not, give Kamaru Usman a definite, for sure, top 15 opponent. Maybe even top 10 in this next welterweight clash. Then to kick off the main card, in the heavyweight division, we had Justin Ledet versus Ozuna Anuwu. This was a great fight. Justin Ledet did his thing. It wasn't as exciting, but I mean, Justin Ledet was working that jab, and this was a straight-up boxing match. And like, I appreciate it for what it was. It wasn't the most exciting fight, especially for a heavyweight fight. I was expecting a big knockout, but it doesn't always happen. And Ozuna was throwing some big, heavy right hands, and Justin Ledet was working that jab and working the footwork and uses boxing pretty well in this fight to squeak out a win. I think the judges got it wrong, though. They had it split decision win for Justin Ledet. I think it was 29-28 unanimous decision for Justin Ledet. Yeah, Justin Ledet squeaked out at least 2 of the rounds, if not all 3 of the rounds. There should have been no debate there. Anyhow, Justin Ledet should get, I think, he should get a game opponent in his next fight that could test him, and I would love to see that fight, whoever that may be. So that wraps up the post-fight show for UFC Fight Night Branch vs. Rockhold. Stay tuned for my pre-fight show in the coming days of St. Preux OSP versus the returning Yushin Okami at light heavyweight, out of all places. So that should be awesome. That should be very exciting. And it's going to be in Japan. So stay tuned for that one. And until then, see ya.